Welcome to your arrow of light ceremony. But you notice there's one thing that's not happening quite yet, and that's the fire. It's not lit. It needs some help, and we need your help. So I want you to think really, really hard about the last 5 years, and I want you to close your eyes and focus on that one moment that was the best time that you had in Cub Scouts. So we got it? Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to say, do your best. 1, 2, 3.
Do your best.
No, that wasn't your best. We need to do it a little louder. Okay? All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Do your best.
Oh, God, you got to do it louder. You got to do it louder. You got to scream it.
What did you guys say?
I'm asking Aquila. He's going to help us with this. And what we need you to do is we need you to say and have the best, do your best, and the most scout cheer to get this thing lit, all right? It's not going to do it? Nope. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Do your best!
All right, there you go. Okay. Didn't quite work the way I wanted. All right. There we go, it worked. There we go, we have a fire. That's fantastic. Now we can start the ceremony. All right, before we start the ceremony, I want to tell you a little story. Okay, it's a little story that was told to me by my cub master, and his cub master told him, and it goes way back. And it's a story about a chief and a tribe down in the desert. What was really great about this story is it kind of symbolizes your last 5 years and the journey you've taken these last 5 years. So the chief, he had 7 braves, 8 braves, 13 braves, let's say 13 braves, all of his. And there was a mountain that was really close, a real steep mountain, at the edge of a desert. And they said, God, you know, it'd be really great, Father, if we could show you that we could climb this mountain. Because that's great. Very hard thing to do. But what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and try to climb that mountain. But if you can't get all the way to the top, wherever you turn, I want you to pick up a totem. And I want you to bring that totem to me. A twig, a branch, or something. So they started off at the beginning of after breakfast. Okay, right after breakfast, they went and they started to hike this mountain. Tall mountain. It's good fire. Started hiking this mountain. Hour goes by. One of the boys comes back. He had a cactus. So what happened? He said, "Oh, it's too hard." He said, "Well, that's okay. You can do it next year when you're stronger." And this kind of represents your starting of scouting, of cub scouting. You know, you didn't know anything, you didn't know what was going on. It was your first time in scouting. A couple of hours go by, another brave comes back. And the brave, he had a piece of sagebrush. He said, "Well, that's good. You got pretty far. You got close to the mountain, but you're at the base." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, maybe next year you can do it." Third boy comes back. He's up the mountain a little farther. Has a little cottonwood. It's high. It's in the foothills. He said, "That's good." He said, "But I was too tired. I was not strong enough. I couldn't do it." He said, "That's fine. That's okay. You come back and you try again next year." Another brave comes back. There's a piece of cedar. And that's really high up the mountain, almost to the top. But he said, "I was too tired. I had to come back." And he said, "You know, that's fine. That's really great. You come back and you try it next year." Another son comes back and he says, "I have it, Father, I have it. I have the pine tree." Man, he says, "That is really great. You were almost to the top." But there's one boy, there's one of my sons that's left out there. And he's waiting for him. Goes by, hours go by. Sun almost is coming down. He's waiting for his son to show up. The son finally shows up. He is back and he says, "Father, I made it to the top, but I have nothing to show for it." And the chief's face just lit up. He says, "But you made it to the top." I said, "What do you see at the top?" He said, "Well, I could see other mountains. And those other mountains represent other points of scouting." the mountain that he just climbed and reached the top represents what you have just done in the last 5 years. You've made it to the top of Cub Scouting with the Arrows Light. But those other mountains, those represent scouting. And when you bridge, those are other mountains that you'll need to climb. He said, what else did you see? He said, I also saw the sea, the ocean. He said, that represents your adulthood. So tonight, we start your lovely Arrow of Light ceremony. And I would like you to come and join me out here. These 7 boys are the finals out of 13 boys that started 5 years ago. They made it to the top. Come this way. They're right here. That's good. You get the white one.